Hey everyone! Today's video is going to be a pumpkin painting. I bought these 5x7 boards and I'm just taking a 2H pencil and I'm going to draw out my basic shapes and then we'll paint over them. So I'm going to do 3 pumpkins, all different shapes and sizes with a sky blue background and a wood table. And so here I'm just kind of creating a little bit of shape in the general lines that I want to create for my pumpkins. The paint I'm using, so I'm using white, yellow, red, and blue. These are the Blick Scholastic paints, and I'm using a 8x10 picture frame instead of a palette, or in place of a palette. And I just use a scraper, so once the paint is dry, I just scrape off the paint. And that's how I clean my palette. So yeah, I'm just going through, drawing some lines and my basic shapes, and then I will fill them in with paint and I will show you how to mix all of the colors. For this piece, I wanted it to be pretty light and airy, so I decided to water down my paints quite a bit. It almost kind of feels like watercolor-esque, if you will, but I just wanted a really muted and light and airy feel to it, so that is why all my colors are so light. So I'm going to speed up the drawing portion here of the pumpkins and then we'll get to the paints. So I'm going to be using a small square flat brush and I'm going to start by taking a little bit of white. And I'm just dotting a little bit of water onto my palette too to get kind of a light, airy, wispy kind of a vibe, I guess. Yeah, so I'm going to take a little bit of blue and mix that all together. So just white, blue, and water so far. And then I'm going to apply it directly onto the canvas and just kind of blend that all together. I think I'm going to even grab a little bit more water here and just kind of slowly block in the background. So this is going to be my sky layer, and then yeah, I'm just going to fill that in with this light sky blue color. I have water off to the left, so if you see me dipping into anything, that's what that is. So I'm gonna speed up the rest of the sky. It's just that same light blue color with water and just blocking in all the colors, making sure to get my sides and going around the pumpkins and just kind of filling that in, making sure everything is smooth and blended and blocked in. So after this color, we are going to be going into the brown for the table, and I will show you how to mix that as well. So I'm just going to wash off my brush and then we will get into it. So we're going to take a little bit of red, a little bit of yellow, and mix that up. A little bit more yellow. And then we're going to take just a tiny bit of blue. So I think I like this brown color just to add a little more blue. And I think we should be just about set. And I'm going to be creating horizontal strokes once that's all blocked in to create some line details, and almost looks like planks of wood, but you'll see it when I do it. But first I'm just going to block in the color, and if you see me holding down the board, that's just so it doesn't move out of the camera. So I'm just going to block that in first before I add those details I was talking about. Yeah, so I'm just using the edge of my brush to make sure I'm getting right along the edges of my pumpkins. So we don't want any white space. And just filling that in, making sure to get my edges as well. And we'll add shadows too, so. So such a cute little scene. Little pumpkins on like a little picnic table. Yes, I'm finally getting more and more excited for fall. Who else? For some reason, I had a hard time letting go of summer this year. Yeah, it's difficult, but I think it's really just the pool that I'm gonna miss. Anyway, these are the line details that I was talking about. And we'll go back in and add just a little bit more paint. Just kind of darken up some areas. Okay, so I'm gonna clean off my brush. Adding some water to my palette. And I'm going to be creating a yellowy green color for our largest pumpkin. And I will show you how I mixed that. And then we will be going down to the medium one and then the closest one last. So just adding yellow, a little bit of, it looks like I removed some yellow, and then a little bit of blue, and a little bit of white, just to kind of create like a nice pale green. And then I'll be going over all of the divots in more of a brown color for just to like show their shape. So a little bit of blue, and then of course we're gonna be filling in the stems as well. Okay, so here I am using that same brown that we used for the wood and just layering that over my pencil lines in the pumpkin just to kind of create some shape and some interest and some dimension. And then next we'll be going on to the orange pumpkin, which is the medium one. Okay, so diving into our orange pumpkin, we're going to be taking some yellow, some white, and some red. Looks like I took a little bit too much red, so we're going to add a little more yellow in there to get a more orange, a more pumpkin orange, and a little bit of white. Mix that up, and once you find a color that you like, layer it on your pumpkin. So I'm just using the same brush, and I've been cleaning it off every time I switch colors, so just color blocking for now, and then I will of course add the brown in to kind of create some shape and dimension. I like to add these, but you don't have to if you don't want to, or you can create your own color to add in just to kind of create some shape. Okay, and now is time for the baby pumpkin, which is going to be kind of like a light yellow. So just adding a little bit of white, a little bit of yellow, mixing that all together. I'm using the paint that was left over on my brush to kind of give it a little bit of an orange tone as well. So I'm just mixing that together until I find a color that I like, and then I will block in my pumpkin. Here I am adding in a shadow for all of my pumpkins, just kind of carefully filling in a little bit of the wood brown and just creating a little bit of depth. And then just fanning out the shadow so it's a little bit more blended and a little bit more natural. And here it looks like I'm using this same space, but I'm going to be creating the color for the stems. So just mixing that up. And this is super dark, so let's definitely add some white. Lighten that up. Yeah, there we go. I was like, that color does not fit. Let's add some white. Okay, a little bit better. Okay, so at this point I'm just adding in some details to the stems and a little bit to the bodies of the pumpkins as well. So feel free to add whatever details until you feel like your painting is done. So as I'm wrapping up this painting, I just want to take a moment to say thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more art tutorials. Thank you and have an amazing week and a very happy Halloween. Bye everyone.